So why now, after months of dodging and downplaying and calling the Epstein file release a hoax, Donald Trump suddenly tells House Republicans to vote yes? He even says, "We have nothing to hide." Oh boy. So what changed? Because it's not like this came out of nowhere. For months, Republicans like Thomas Massie have been quietly gathering signatures for a discharge petition. And now that they hit 218 signatures, the vote has become unavoidable. This was all happening with or without Trump's blessing. At the same time, Epstein's survivors launched a new public campaign, and the House Oversight Committee released another 20,000 pages of estate documents, and newly surfaced emails included one from Epstein himself claiming Trump knew about the girls. What exactly he knew, I guess, remains particularly unclear. The White House says that the release was politically selective, so there's that. But why flip now? Well, one reason might be internal pressure, because Massie predicted 100 or more Republicans would vote in favor. And Trump is now feuding hardcore with Marjorie Taylor Greene. So from the outside, it was starting to look like his own party was peeling off. And another factor is political damage control. The documents were already being released in waves. Blocking the broader DOJ file dump might have looked more like a cover-up than a defense. So instead, this may be a controlled release, redacted where necessary, framed as transparency, and designed to stop the bleeding. But there's also a narrative that's shifting. Trump still calls the push a Democratic hoax. So even as he supports the vote, he reframes any revelations as political theater. And meanwhile, his DOJ has announced new investigations not into Epstein himself, but into several Democrats' ties to Epstein, including Bill Clinton. I guess they had not completed their investigation yet when they said that there was no one else who these girls were trafficked to. Curious. And in all this, the story becomes not just about disclosure, but about diversion. And what happens next really matters. The bill includes redactions for victims and ongoing investigations, but how far those redactions go is up to the same institutions that resisted the release in the first place. There's also a risk that while these files are trickling out, new investigations into Trump's political opponents dominate the headlines. And that's a tactic that we've seen before. Create noise, split the focus, and claim cooperation, while keeping the full truth just out of reach. And that's the deeper civic danger here. Because if this becomes the playbook, where accountability is performative and transparency is curated, then what are we actually being shown? And who decides what stays hidden? If the files are released, but the most important names are missing, if new investigations are launched while old ones remain unfinished, what really changed? Let me know what you think.